G'day folks, how's it going? Aaron here from 4x4 East Coast, and today I'm going to show you the new fridge that I bought. So this is my old fridge. It is a Techni-Ice 60 litre. They don't make them anymore. So this has basically been on in the house as a beer fridge. Then I would put it in the 4-wheel drive and take it away when I went camping. So for the last about 3 years it's been on permanently in the house in between camping trips. So when I bought my kegerator fridge, I didn't need this fridge on anymore, so I turned it off and went to put it on the other day and it's died. Went back to it 2 hours after turning it on and it was hotter than when I turned it on. So rightio, here is the fridge that I bought. It's a Kickass 75 litre dual zone fridge. I've been eyeing them off for a while. They're usually about $1,050. That's Australian dollars. But at the moment, I think with the Black Friday sales, they got they're down to $8.99 or something like that, which is what I ended up getting it for. Well, I originally bought it for $1,050, and then they came on special the day that it arrived at home. It came on special, so I just sent them a message, and they said they'll honour the sale price, which is great. They're a really good company to deal with. So let's get it out of the box, and we'll see. So let's get it out of the box, and I'll tell you about some of the features that steered me towards buying this fridge. Check it out. I've been wanting one of these for a long time. Compared to my old fridge, it's bloody huge. Those latches are pretty good. I like the way they feel actually. They're spring loaded, so they just bloody go down on their own. Alright. So this fridge comes with a cover. My old fridge came with a cover. If you go and buy an Angle or a bloody Waco or that, usually you've got to buy a cover. And they're about 150 bucks. This one comes with the cover, and the cover's pretty unique. I'll show you why when I get it on there. So there's a box of goodies. That'll be all your power cords, and there's some instructions in there as well. So each compartment has wire baskets that are interchangeable. So there's those ones. Obviously they go on the top because they got their little handle bits on the side. But then there's that one there. So two of these could probably go in there if you wanted, and that one in there, or actually that little one. Well, the little one. So you got those two there. They're about the same size. That little one's kind of got to go on here, on top of where the cutout is for the motor. And then there's a big one too. So the big one can go in that side. And you can put these two in this side if you want. Set it up however you want. Check out the seals. These are like seals that are on a fridge, just about a normal fridge in your house. The seals that were on the Techni-Ice, it was just like a rubber seal that went, and it didn't seal properly. These go down into their own little groove around the outside here, and cinch down. When you put the latch on, it cinches it down even further, which is bloody great. It shouldn't really be any loss of cooling. Now the sidewalls, let me get ready for a second. So check out how thick the sidewalls are. It's about 60 millimeters. the sidewall on the Techno is probably only 30 or 40 millimeters. So it did struggle a little bit when it was in the patrol on a hot day. If the car wasn't going and the air conditioner on, it'd struggle to keep. It still got down there, but you could hear the compressor kicking on and off all the time, just to keep it down to the right temperature. So you can see the lid's pretty thick. That's probably about 50 mil thick, which is 2 inches in the old speak. You've got 12 volt socket. So you've got two USB plugs right here, 2.1 amps. They run off the 12 volt when you've got it on 12 volt. This one here, I think it runs off the 240. There's a little there's a USB in there, which is a 2.1 as well. I think that runs off the 240. Let me have a look. Well, I can't see anything in the manual about it, about that USB. I know that these ones up here only run off the 12 volt. So I'm not sure if that one's both. Don't know if anyone can tell me. The screen here feels really good. Buttons, I'll have to figure out what they all do. You can have one side going and the other one not, so you're not draining as much power. You can just run it as a fridge if you want, just in one side. You can have both sides running as a fridge if you want to use a whole lot. You can have it both running as a freezer, or either one running as a freezer, either this one or that one, or that one or that one. So the options are pretty endless with this thing. Now with the Techni-Ice fridge, the original plug was a Merit plug, which I hated. I ended up chopping it off because I nearly burnt down the patrol. There was one day there, it just wouldn't. That's why I don't use these 12 volt cigarette sockets, because I just don't like them. I don't think they hold in there good enough. I don't use them. The best thing to do is to put one of these on. They snap in, don't come apart. So on the end of the fridge here is your Anderson plug, and it's flush as well, so nothing's going to bloody hit on it. The plug that went into the Techni-Ice used to stick out. It was actually the same. It was the same as that. It was the same plug as that, the 240 plug. So it used to stick out like that, and then things used to rub on it. So it gives you another 30 or 40 mil of room in your car as well. Doesn't seem like much, but when you're cramming stuff in your car, space is a good thing. So the Techni-Ice just had that cord, and then ran to a big box if you want to put it on 240, which is a pain in the butt. This thing doesn't have the converter box, so you just plug that lead straight in and plug it into the 240. So the other thing that this has got that my old fridge didn't have is Bluetooth. So you can control both sides of the fridge and see how it's going, check how cold it is on your phone. Now I have been told that the range isn't very good, so it probably only really works if you've got it in your car and you're sort of that far away, you're sitting in the front seat and you just want to check to see if the fridge is on. So the Bluetooth is a nice little feature, I suppose. It's something that you get on the more expensive fridges that you've actually got to pay extra for to get the higher model of those expensive fridges. So you could be looking at up to $1,800 to $2,000 to get that sort of feature. Another thing I liked about this fridge is it comes with a 5-year warranty. So let's have a look at the bag, the insulated bag that it comes with. I'll just put it's got 2 sections, so that's the main section that you'd put on the bottom. And I just want to show you the bit that I really like. So you've got the top section that goes over the top of the lid. It's all just magnetic. Now that'll, once it flattens out, it'll be a little bit better, but it's all just magnetic. Now the big Wacos and Engels and that, I've seen their dual zone fridges, and the top of the bag is all one piece, so you've got to open the bag up just to open one side up. But this one, no need. You open one side up at a time. That's one of the main selling features of me buying this thing. Magnetizers on the outside, and it's all in. It's so easy to use. It doesn't get in your way. I hate things that get in your way, and you've got to fiddle around with stuff to make things work. This is just going to work easy. I won't put the rest of it on now, because have a look at it. It looks badass, doesn't it? The Kickass looks badass. How about we plug it into the 240 and see what it looks like turned on. Rightio, so I've plugged her in. So you got this side's on, but that side's not saying it's on. So how do we work this? Wow, this looks a bit this looks a bit too complicated for me. Oh, the light's on. There's a light in each side. So rightio, I figured it out. If you push on this little button here, looks like a settings button. Hold that on, and this first one comes on and flashes, and I think you do the same with that one. Press it again and the second one flashes. So that one's set to -16, and the first one is set to 3 degrees. Now, I'm not sure how you turn one off and the other off. To turn the bin off, so I think it says to hold both of them on. There you go. That's just gone to, it's got 4 dashes there, so it's turned this side off. And I think you go like this to turn it back on. Yep, you hold them both in, and then it's the same with this bin. If you want them, you hold these two down, these two buttons down. You can actually push the battery button. It's got 3 different battery cutout options, high, medium and low. It's on low at the moment, but you can actually push the button and it's saying 26.95. There you go, you push the battery button and it tells you the voltage of the fridge. It's now 10 minutes to 1 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm going to leave this running and we'll see how long it takes to get down to the temperature. Alright, we'll come back in a minute. Alright, so I got a little bit busy doing other stuff and it's now 2 o'clock, so 1 hour and 10 minutes. This was on 16 degrees when I come up, it's sitting on 15 now, and that's on 4 degrees. It's probably about 25 degrees maybe in this shed. So it cooled it down, no worries, and there's nothing in the fridge either to help it get cold. So it sort of all went down that far on its own. So obviously if you're running off 12 volt, you can put it down into eco mode. Down here there's a little light down the bottom. You can put it in eco mode and it'll draw less power to just sort of stay if you're not opening and closing it all the time. It'll help it stay down using less power. Another thing that it does have is it's got the Seacop compressor, which is the Danfoss, which my old Techni-Ice didn't have that. Also in the bottom of these 2 compartments there is a drain plug. So after a while when you're opening and closing, they get a bit of moisture inside. I know my old one did. It did it just because it didn't seal properly. But they get a bit of moisture inside and it's a pain in the butt to bloody clean it out. So it's just got a bung in the bottom. You just pull the bung out and it lets the water out, I suppose. Bloody really strong handles. The handles on the side look like they're pretty decent. So the fridge just kicked on there. I'm not sure if you can hear that. The microphone down there. Probably a little bit louder than me old Techni-Ice, but when it's in the car it doesn't matter. You can't hear it while you're driving, you've got your tunes playing. So alright, let's try and hook it up to the Bluetooth app. So I've got an Android phone. When you open up the Kickass app, There's all different Bluetooth things there, but one down the bottom there is the Kickass fridge. So let me figure this out. Kickass fridge, I'll click on that. Now it's saying to put the code in. Where's the code at? Let me look for the code. All right, connecting. There we go. Showing the temperature. And then there's all these other things down here. It's got the current voltage, battery protection on low, cooling speed is normal, and you can go into the settings and change different things. Change it to Fahrenheit if you want. Turn the left bin, right bin on and off. So we can go turn it on economy. Changed it to economy down there on the screen there. Yeah, that's pretty good. Alright, so to hook it up to the Bluetooth, you go into the Bluetooth app and you've got to push on the push on the cooling speed button, and that'll bring up a code on the where the temperature goes, and you put that 4-digit code in with 00 at the front of it. You type that code into your phone and Bob's your uncle, it'll hook up to it. That's basically all I wanted to say about the fridge. I'm going to give the fridge an A+ at the moment. Next weekend I've got a 2-night camper trip, so I'll get to test it out properly then with a few beverages inside it, and I'll test it out for probably 6 to 12 months, and I'll give you all some bloody feedback. All right, thanks for watching. Hopefully you liked the video. You hit the subscribe. Hopefully you got something out of it, and I'll catch you on the next one.